Hello and welcome to UK Crime Caught on Camera, a brand new bi-weekly show from National World. I'm Richard, wrangler of all things video at National World, and I'll be your guide through this week's look at all the crime that's been caught on camera. What do you get if you combine stacks of cash, a cocaine drug dealer, and a chainsaw? No, not Al Pacino and Scarface. What you get, in this case, actually, is a chainsaw-wielding police officer breaking into a home in Essex, England. The officers at work here are after 47-year-old Zokol Zaimi. But in order to get him, they need to break down one of the toughest doors in the UK. The door has 3 bolts on each of its 3 locks, but as police put it, the chainsaw is doing a cracking job. Inside, officers found a huge stack of €50 notes, massive quantities of plastic-wrapped cocaine-labelled Jaguar, and top. Zaimi's chat logs showed he was involved in the large-scale purchase and sale of cocaine between March and June 2020. He was also seen to be discussing the collection of more than £400,000 in cash. He was sentenced to 9 years and 4 months in prison in December 2022. Now it's time for Meanwhile Across the Pond, a segment in which we look at some of the most weirdest and most outrageous crimes going down in the good old US of A. This week we're dealing with a real-life Grinch and not the Jim Carrey variety. December 2022, North Carolina. Here we're looking at footage of a woman struggling to steal an inflatable snowman from a Christmas-themed display. The woman, who isn't hiding her face, simply walks up like she owns the place, spoiler alert, she doesn't, and tries to make off with the snowman, but old Frosty here isn't going without a fight. The owners of the store said, "There were nicer Christmas decorations on the porch that could have been stolen. This thief just wanted the snowman, I guess. It was $17. The theft was reported to police, but at the time of production the suspect remains at large with the missing snowman. Back to the UK, and this time we're with West Yorkshire Police in pursuit of a stolen van. The driver of the vehicle, Andrew Mitchell, manages to ram one of the police cars off the road, but his mad dash for freedom didn't last long. Mitchell was jailed for 75 weeks after failing to stop for police in a stolen motor vehicle. He admitted to dangerous driving and driving without a licence or insurance. Next, we're in Merseyside, with officers chasing 3 bike riders through the streets of St Helens and Knowsley. The footage, captured from a camera inside a police car during a pursuit on October 11, 2020, shows 3 males failing to stop for police and then driving in a dangerous and reckless manner before they were arrested. Officers pursued 3 of the riders who travelled in the wrong direction, going through several red traffic lights and weaving between cars. All 3 bikes were seized by police. The 3 riders were sentenced on Friday, November 18, 2022. Next, we're back in Essex, where this November 2022 CCTV footage shows a gang of Fast and Furious wannabes stealing 5 luxury vehicles worth £700,000 from a car pound. The thieves broke in using bolt cutters in the dead of night. Then they made off with their haul of supercars at high speed. Among the vehicles stolen in the daring raid was a Porsche 911 Carrera and a Mercedes AMG A45. It is not known how the thieves got into the cars. Among the stolen cars are a rare Ariel 8 Atom racing car, a Mercedes A45 AMG 4MATIC, a Porsche Cayenne, a Porsche 911 Carrera, and a Mercedes Maybach, which were all taken that night at 4:44 am. The police are still on the hunt for the offenders, having recovered the Mercedes Maybach. They are appealing for anyone who witnessed the theft or has dashcam or CCTV footage to come forward. Next, we're in Birmingham, where a dramatic combination of body and dashcam footage shows the moment unarmed officers chase a teenage gunman near a school. John Barrett was wrestled to the ground and found with a loaded revolver after cops arrested him in February 2021. The officers, who were in an unmarked car, activated their blue lights after running checks on police systems, and the driver pulled over to stop. But Barrett bolted from the car and the officers gave chase on foot and tackled him to the ground on James Turner Street. They spotted the handle of an antique revolver poking from his waistband, and when asked is it loaded, 19-year-old Barrett replied yes. It was later found to be a Webley Mark VI revolver loaded with a .44 Smith & Wesson cartridge. Barrett, now 20, of Ladywood, Birmingham, went on to admit to possessing a firearm and ammunition. He was jailed for 5 years at Birmingham Crown Court in December last year. Next, we're in Hertfordshire, where an impatient BMW driver has gotten stuck on a level crossing. But the problem here is that a speeding train is approaching. 67-year-old Stephen Maxwell Lestrange refused to wait and instead drove onto the tracks as the barrier started coming down. Luckily, a signaller spotted the car and quickly opened the barrier to allow Lestrange to clear the crossing before the train speeds past. He was found guilty of driving without due care and attention, and a judge ordered him to pay fines totalling £657. He also had 6 points added to his driving licence. For our final video this week, we're back across the pond, where a llama is giving the police the nighttime runaround in Fairfax, Virginia. Officers had to use thermal imaging cameras to track down and capture the creature. The officers gave chase and, after finally catching the surprisingly nimble llama, loaded it onto a large vehicle to be transported to an animal shelter. Well, after that llama drama, that's all we've got time for this week on UK Crime Caught on Camera. Wherever you've been watching us, please like, follow, share or subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. I'm Rich, signing off.